permaculture is being in right relationship with the holistic organism that is humans and the ecosystems that we inhabit. And we do that by taking care of the water, the soil, the plants, the animals, and ourselves. My name is Michael Wolfert. I'm the CEO of Symbiosis, and we help people install regenerative landscapes. We're landscape designers, but we really focus on regenerating every landscape that we work with. And we help to produce food, hyper-local, nutrient-dense food, and we help people reconnect with nature.
Well, we call ourselves land doctors, and in the same fashion of doctors using algorithms and checklists to assess and treat a system, we do the same with the soils. I'm Adam Russell. I'm one of the co-owners of the company, and I'm our soils guy. So I'm super passionate about how soils work, what's going on in that cosmos underneath our feet, and how to bring it to life.
When we have the idea of wanting to live closer to nature, wanting to live in a more ecologically responsible way, I think a lot of people in our current paradigm don't understand that it doesn't require us to sacrifice our creature comforts and our modern day, standard of living. We can live closer to nature with more harmony, with more sustainability. My name is Ariel Von Raven. I am a senior partner of Symbiosis. I've been with Michael since nearly the beginning, and while he is all the vision, I have been always from the beginning about execution. So I'm always there on the ground doing as much work as possible.
We're not your everyday landscaping company. Our approach is a bit different in that it's holistic, and we listen to the desired outcomes of the people that we work with, and we come up with solutions that fit into the natural ecosystem of that land, and we use our own experience to provide a robust and resilient and regenerative system for the people that we work with. These holistic systems that we're designing, they're intuitive, but they're not simple, and it takes a lot of knowledge and skills developed over years to do a really good job at this. My name is Justin Gruno. I'm a project manager, a designer, and one of the co-owners of Symbiosis.
Someone should hire Symbiosis as their design landscaping firm if they feel that calling towards a higher purpose, something that's going to make a difference, that they're going to feel tangibly. They don't just want something that's green and colorful. They want to have a relationship with their landscape, and they want to feel that palpably. They want to be able to walk outside and know that it's a completely non-toxic landscape, and that their children can walk and can start to build a relationship with the natural world in a more tangible, fundamental way.
The three metrics of success that we apply to every project are that we're capturing more water in the soil than we're using for irrigation. So we're having a net positive effect on the water cycle. We are building soil even as we produce yields, so it's getting more fertile, it's getting deeper, it's getting better tilled, and we're increasing biological diversity.
Zen Turtle is a really special and interesting place. The natural spring and the large old-growth cypress trees was a privilege to be able to come in with our team and take some of the parts of the property that weren't so beautiful or weren't working so functionally in the beginning and improve upon that.
That particular landscape has had a lot of interesting challenges of an overabundance of water. And so many of our landscapes in Texas have massive droughts that we're trying to design, and this was the opposite. We have so much water coming in from so many different places that how do we manage that? We manage that through massive water harvesting structures to slow and sink it into the landscapes, a massive amount of trees and shrubs and herbs to not only keep the water in the berms and allow it to sink in, but now create these hydraulic pumps of trees and bushes to push that water and transpire it back into the air and into the landscape. And I would imagine over time, with as much water moves onto that landscape and moves through the plant structure and biodiversity and into the atmosphere, you're going to create a small little microclimate of weather there that's not like anywhere else around it.
As one of the challenges that we have is that we don't just need to design for extreme drought, but we also need to design for extreme flooding, right? And here in Central Texas, you know, we get the gambit. You know, it's going to be really, really hot. We can have really, really hard cold snaps. We can have extreme drought. We can have extreme flooding. And so each of our systems needs to be able to be designed to handle all of those extreme events, because all the science is telling us that we're going to see more and more of those extremes on all ends of the spectrums. It's not just one thing that we need to prepare for, it's everything.
The individual who has a small yard that says this permaculture, this regenerative design isn't for me, I would counteract that with the smallest intentional actions can have the largest ripple effects. You can spend hundreds of dollars in a store buying a pill full of probiotics of unknown quantity and quality, or you can pick a fresh single piece of spinach or kale out of your own yard, and the amount of beneficial fungus, beneficial virus, beneficial bacteria that's on the outside of that is above and beyond anything that you'll find in a store. So even if you have a small windowsill with just a few small kale plants that you tinker and try and observe over time, it can create just a wildfire of curiosity.
You really do want a regenerative landscape over a conventional, because you're going to capture water, you're going to build soil, you're going to grow food, you're going to introduce wildlife species, habitat, and forage that didn't exist there before. You're going to see a whole transformation, and through that transformation, you will be offered opportunities to receive healing and transformation yourself as well. So will your family, you'll feel reconnected to where you come from, and you'll feel hope for the future.
At the end of the day, we're all natural beings that are a part of an ecosystem. We're part of a greater whole. I experienced a big change in my life when I really took that in and I started to understand the natural cycles and observe nature and know the names of a few different trees and plant a little bit of food in the garden. And in our modern lives, it can be hard to know how to connect with nature in that deep way. So I think it's important for people to start wherever they are. Take an interest in nature, observe. I find it is a continuous source of inspiration and beauty and adventure, and that's a gift that I would like to help spread.